All right, welcome back to this portion of the series. We're going to dive right back in here. We're doing the ceremony now for Brooklyn and Logan's wedding. If you haven't followed along, definitely go check out the other videos. I got a lot up so far. So, picking right up where we left off, I have a preset I just kind of applied over everything. And so it gets me a general idea of where to start. And then from there, I just kind of make minor adjustments to straightening, exposure, and then temperature for this scene. So, because we haven't edited any of the ceremony yet, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get an idea of what I want, a look, warm or cool, and then copy that and then paste it onto the next photos and see if I like it. So that's what I'm doing right now, copying, moving on, pasting, exposure up, pasting from the shot before. Pasting from the shot before is a great technique. In Mac, I believe if you go up here to I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. Paste settings from previous. It'll just paste the settings from the shot that you just edited before. So it's kind of nice to have. So I think this is a little bit too warm for my liking, so I'm going to just cool it down. And I'll probably go back and re-edit these in just a second. Moving on, pictures of a ceremony, the communion cup. A little too much magenta. Yeah, well, that's good. And then this is a back inside shot of the officiant getting ready for the ceremony. I thought this would look really cool in black and white when I took it. But I still kind of want to, keep it kind of dark and just have light around him only. I'm going to create a brush. This is really overkill, guys. I don't know if I would necessarily do this if I wasn't making the video, but so I just kind of brushed over, and I'm going to just kind of kill some of the light over here and bring your attention more to just him. So if you want to see, this is all I have selected, everything in the red. I'm really just trying to make your eyes get drawn more to him. And, spend your time on masking. This is just a quick and dirty. Go around his head. Something like that. I don't know. I had that thought in my head when I was shooting it. Thought it would look really cool black and white. Okay, back out of the ceremony. I dig the colors on this, so I'm going to just brighten it up and move on. I'll copy the exposure settings, though, just in case these ones are dark, which looks like they are, so I'm going to paste. Straighten, move on. Back to inside where they're praying. Temperature is a little off on this one. Halogen mixed with some outdoor light. If I auto white balance it, you'll see it doesn't do much. If I cool it down, I just don't think it's going to look good. So I'm going to black and white it. And these blacks are getting really crushed on this preset, so I'm going to bring these back down, introduce the blacks. I don't know how you'd say. Bring the color back up in the darks. Exposure up. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's okay. Let's move on. Paste the settings from before. Too bright. Exposure down. And then we're back outside. So I'm going to paste my settings. And then ceremony is starting. So I pasted my settings. It's a little yellow on the skin tone. I'm going to go down to the hue of orange, kick it to the left so it'll make it a little more red. We'll see if I like that. So this is my shot. I was shooting down the aisle. My wife was shooting at the end of the aisle. There was a specific shot I wanted her to get, and she definitely got it. It was the bride and her father walking down the aisle. I thought it'd be kind of a really cool shot, shooting wide. And you'll see that in just a bit. So exposure up. I'm going to warm this up a little bit. Skin is a little too red, so I'm going to go to the hue of orange and kick it to the right. And I think that's about where I like it. What I'm going to do now because all of these are pretty similar. I'm going to go all the way to right about here. Select all those and then sync the settings from this one photo we just edited. And we'll see if we like that. So all we have to do is one click down on exposure, straighten. I'm okay with that. 2 clicks down. Paste from before. This is my wife shot. It's under the trees, so it's a little bit more yellow. So I'll bring the reds back into the skin. Exposure up, 2 clicks, 3 clicks. I'm going to copy those settings. Still could be a tad warmer for my liking. Somewhere around there. So now that I've again readjusted, and it could be just because of my angle, but I don't know. I think it looks better, a little bit warmer now. So I'm going to deselect the photos that we just edited and now sync the settings with these current settings. Exposure down. Paste my settings from the shot. I'm going to try exposure up on this one and straighten. Move on. Exposure down a click. She's got a little bit of a scared face, but I think I'll keep it. Paste my settings. Skin tones pretty neutral. Could be a touch warmer. Let's do that. Copy that and move on. Paste. And next one. Straighten and 2 clicks down. Skin tone's a little funky. I'm going to go to the right for the hue of orange and warm it up. I honestly think it could have been just literally that it was getting darker. So light temperature is changing. I have no idea. Maybe my eyes are just playing games with me again. I'm going to bring the temperature down on this one. Exposure back. His skin's a little yellow, a little orange. Saturation of orange. I'm going to just kick it down one. And then exposure down. 2 clicks on this. Let's go one more up. And then maybe bring the highlights down. Faces are a little shiny. There's a little bit too much magenta in this. I'm going to try kicking the tint over to the right and then warming it up a little bit. I swear that these temperatures are just changing from shot to shot. It's crazy. Exposure down on this one. 2, 3 clicks. The temperature of orange, I'm going to bring that down to... No, that doesn't look very good. You know what? I like it in color, though. So let's see here. Maybe if we go put some magenta in it, temperature down. Hue of orange, maybe a little bit more red in this, in the orange. Exposure up, highlights down. And then maybe one click down on orange. No, I don't know. Let's just leave it. Straighten. I'm okay with that. Looks good. Gonna go ahead and straighten that, and then throw a little bit of green in there. You know what? I don't really see much in this shot. I don't really like it. I'm gonna delete it. I still have 1,150 photos, so I'm okay with deleting some shots. This is a reaction shot. I'm going to keep it, throw some greens in there, and warm it up a little bit. Brighten it up, highlights down a touch. Copy those settings and move on. Paste the settings. Exposure up. A little more warmth in there, and then let's move on. Paste the settings from before. Cute shot. I'm going to keep that one. I'll keep that. Exposure down a click, move on. Exposure down 1 click. That's a great shot. I'm going to keep that. Keep it as it is. Very cute. I'll keep that as it is. Keep it. And now comes the bride. Kind of a bummer there's cars back here. You could do something. Sometimes you can use the healing tool brush in Lightroom, and it actually works pretty well to get rid of things. If you're really desperate, you can try to make it you can try to make it work, but you have to have some stuff to grab from for it to work, so it's not going to work in this case. Photoshop would probably work, but I don't want to go to Photoshop. Nobody wants to. I'm going to go 1 click up on exposure, make it a little brighter. Maybe a couple more clicks right there, and then work on their skin tone. Add a little bit. I want to add a little bit more red in their skin. So hue of orange, click to the left. That's good. Copy that. Move on. Paste. Move on. This is one of her shots. Exposure down. I think that's straight. Oh man, I can't tell. Let's go there. Copy. Okay, I think that's straight. Hard to say. A reaction shot of Logan while his fiancée is walking down. Now that the sun is hitting them, a little bit more orange. So I'm going to bring the temperature down a little bit. And maybe even the saturation of orange. Down a click, exposure down still. Yeah, let's leave that, copy that, set those settings, and then move on. Paste. And here's my shot. Yeah, I'll keep this. I don't know if this is my hand or something. Must be somebody's head. I'm going to do exposure up, straighten. Highlights down just a touch. I don't like bringing highlights down a whole lot in some photos just because you can kind of tell. Makes them look almost HDR-ish on their heads. So I kind of like a little bit of hot spots on people's faces. Just lets you know that they're still alive and not pale and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and straighten that up. I'm okay with those settings. I'm going to move on. Paste from before. There's my wife back there. Could probably remove that, but I don't even think no big deal. No big deal. But we're here, so might as well try. And nice. Never know, huh? Till maybe the next shot. Go ahead and paste, straighten, exposure up now a little bit. Move on, paste. A lot of shots, you might say, of bride walking down, and I don't know. I like to. I don't know. Sometimes some brides, it can be very hard to get a moment where they look flattering. Not the case with this wedding. Very cute. Beautiful face. Didn't have any crazy, about to tear up faces, trying to hold back tears or anything. So in this case, I'm going to just leave them all because we have them. But in some weddings, you might have issues with, honestly, just, I don't know, finding a shot that that looks flattering, as weird as it may sound. I want to try to remove my wife from this shot again. Maybe next time I'll tell her not to wear red. Let's see if that works. No, that doesn't look good. I'll grab that and blow up the feather a little bit. Still not very good. Maybe we'll tell it to go grab from up here. And then I'll do one new brush. Tell it to grab from up here. Man, I'm just wasting time. Grab another brush and just darken it a little. Oh gosh, that doesn't look good. Okay, well, you get the point. Take your time, but you can definitely remove a lot of stuff. Now that my eyes, I have taken like a short break of not looking at them. They look a little on the red side, so I'm going to go to the hue of orange, kick it to the right, and I like that. So I'm going to grab these settings and just move to about, right about here and just sync them. That's good. I'm going to try exposure down one click. I like that. And then, yeah, let's just move on. Paste the settings. I might delete this shot. His eyes are closed. Hers kind of look closed. Cool shot. I'm going to straighten it and move on. Leave it. That's good. That's good. His sun's hitting his face. A little bit warmer. Grab a brush, put it on him. And just cool him down just a touch. Maybe add a little bit of shadows in his face. Still cooling down. Maybe even saturation. That might work better. I can't tell. Let's do that. Let's see what it looks like before. Okay, so that's before. And that's after. Just a little bit subtle, but he doesn't look like a Oompa Loompa. Nobody wants to look like a Oompa Loompa. I'm going to delete this one. He looks a little angry. Last shot was great, though. Black and white. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That looks great. Going to delete it. And this is cat shot, looks like. You can see me peeking behind here. Like I said in the last couple of videos, I try not to be obtrusive. I don't ever go behind the altar during a wedding. This is really the closest I'll get at this point, you know, and then also for a couple shots when it's just the bride and groom, I think I came over here. But I really try to be, I try to be a fly on the wall, but there are some shots that I want to get, so I will, I'll get them, but I'm never going to go like behind the altar or walk behind, and I'm never walking up and down the aisle and in front of people. So I try to be pretty, pretty quiet. I like that. So let's just keep those settings. I'm going to copy them and then move on. Exposure up, straighten. Go down to the hue of orange. I'm going to go to the right. And it's a little bit, his face is starting to get a little bit too yellow for me. And I could just do a brush on his head. Maybe add some magenta. Yeah, that's better. We'll just do that. Call it good. Okay. So now we're back here. Let's start here. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to copy these settings. Okay, I just, after going back to this, it's too warm, so I'm going to just cool it down a little bit. But now we'll go move on. I'm going to paste my settings. It doesn't look good. It's too warm. I liked what it looked like before. Going to cool it down a little bit. You know what? I don't like what that looks like. I think I'm gonna undo what I did. All right, back to what it was. This is still a preset, FYI. that I made. So let's try exposure up, at least get that kind of to a point where we want it. And then let's add a little bit of temperature in here. Skin tone, let's go to the right for orange. Maybe let's try left. No, it's too red. So let's go to the right. Grab the saturation of orange and bring it down. The green is really too green, so I'm going to grab the hue of green. And you can do some crazy things with this. Of course, you can go extreme. I wouldn't go too crazy. But I'm going to just kind of warm up the greens a little bit. I think, yeah. Not much, just one, like a half a click or one click to the left. And that's good. And then I'm not that happy with their skin tone, so let's see here. I'm going to try warming it up. Grabbing orange, pulling it down. Copying those settings, moving on and seeing what it looks like. Paste. Ceremony was starting to get a little on the dark side. A little bit dark. I'm going to go down here, hue of orange again, click it to the right. The greens look really dark to me. Something that I kind of do every once in a while is I'll grab the luminance of green and I'll throw it up, and that kind of adds brightness to your photo. Of course, we don't have that for any of the other photos, but I think because we're starting at this angle now, we could get away with it and it'd be fine. Because the other shots when they're coming down the aisle, we're shooting backlit, so it's all pretty bright. But now that we're shooting where the light is, it's all kind of dark. So if we start this now, I think we can get away with it. I'm going to grab the saturation or green and bring it back up to, let's say right there. And I'm still figuring out my skin tones and all that temperature. Try magenta, try cutting it. I think I like that. Warm it up a little. Exposure up. Highlights down. Shadows, bring them in. Exposure down. Let's try that and then go ahead and select all the way. I'm just going to go crazy and just select them all right now. We can always adjust. So I'm going to straighten this. Move on. Crowd reaction shot. Exposure up. Got to bring some greens back into the shot. Warm it up a little. Copy those settings in case we got any more coming up. All right, that's fine. Leave it. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete this too. Paste my settings. Exposure down. Let's bring that magenta back in there. That's too much now. Warm it up a touch. Exposure up. Highlights down. Let's do that. Okay. Straighten this. The exposure I'm okay with, but let's try bringing it down a click. Yeah. I want it to be bright though. But let's go with that. I'm happy with that. I'm going to deselect what we've just edited so far. And then resync for the following photos coming up. Just with what I did here. It wasn't much, but it might help. So it's hard for me, again, I've talked about this a lot, but I feel like I have a problem straightening photos. It's I don't know, it's a real struggle, I swear. But I always try to look for things like lines, but this isn't even straight, so I don't even know. I'm just kind of, blink my eyes 50 times and then come back to the photo. And it looks good, I think, so we'll leave it there. And I'm okay with this. I'm just going to straighten it and move on. As you can, you can see quickly, if you get your if you get your kind of groove with editing and you take your photos all kind of consistently like we are here, you can see how we can batch edit really fast, and it saves time, but it makes for consistent photos. So a lot of these are taken very similarly, and all we have to do is make one edit, sync them all, and then make minor adjustments. So all I did the last shot was just bring exposure up. This one, I'm going to bring exposure down. Want it to be a little bright. I'm going to leave it there. Straighten this. That looks correct. And then I'm going to, let's see here. One more click. I think that's good. Right there. Straighten it up. Exposure up. Perfect. Oh, hey. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, hit the thumbs up if you're appreciating this series. I really am loving the feedback I've been getting. Again, I'm doing this all for you guys. I understand that there's so many gray areas in wedding photography. I know that I've had so much, such a privilege in being able to do this. So I love to share with you guys. There is a donate link in the description below. If you do want to donate to making these videos, you know, it takes a lot of time, and I'm not getting paid really much at all from YouTube yet. So if you want to donate, that'd be awesome. But again, leave a comment below, guys. And until next time, see you later.